In this video, I'm doing a commentary on a match between Petko Kostadinov and Kit Woolsey from the 2023 UBC in San Antonio, Texas. Petko and Kit are two of the world's best players. This will be a great match to watch. We'll certainly learn a lot. Petko is playing the black checkers at the top and Kit the white checkers at the bottom. Now Kit comes in with a 4-2. Petko rolls a double one. He anchors and plays 7-6. 4-2 for Kit. He secures the 21-point anchor and plays 13-9. Now 5-3 for Petko. He hits with the 5, and he continues with the 3. Kit's on roll with the 5-2, comes in with the 2. That's forced. The 2-4 structure is good for a back game in general. However, he does not have timing. So he abandons the lower anchor and plays to the 18-point. Now Petko is looking at doubling. Does have some threats, but Kit does have the anchor. He has a stacked midpoint and still a blot on his ace and one checker to still bring home. A lot of work to do. He does double. Kit quickly takes and he rolls a 6-3. He hits with a 6, but now he doesn't have a good 3. He might just unstack the midpoint a little further, just like that. And that's what he does. Was being played on fast speed. Now I put it on the regular speed. Kit comes in with a 6-4, just brings in one checker. Now Petko rolls a 4-1. And he makes his 9-point. Kit's on roll. He dances with a 6-1. Now 6-4 for Petko. Can make the 5' like that with the 6. And he's just going to bring another one down. Kit has some return shots from the bar. 4-3 is not one of them. He'll come in with the 3 and hit with the 4. Trying to get something if he's able to secure that anchor. The second anchor. He does not get hit. Petko comes in with the 3 and with the 6. He does hit. That's going to make it harder for Kit to anchor there. Now if Petko hits with an ace, Kit will have a harder time anchoring. And now with the 4, he covers. Good play by Petko. You really don't want the opponent to make a second anchor when you're bearing in. Now 4-2, back checker is blocked. Comes all the way down, makes the 5'. 5-2. Kit comes in with the 2. And 6-3. He's going to hit loose. Again, he doesn't want Kit to anchor. And with the 3, he advances back checker. 6-1, Kit dances. Petko's trying to win a gammon here. Double 4. Look, 18-2. The double 4 is 16 pips. So if you subtract 16 from 18, it goes straight to the 2. You just have to make sure it's not blocked. Now 4-1. He's just going to clear. He'll pay off to the double four, but that'll make his bear in very easy. This is a 7-point match, so 4 points would be big. There's the 3 and there's the 4, brings 2 checkers to the 5 point. Didn't really want to come into the 6 point because that's the next point he wants to clear. Now with the 6-5, he'll probably come in with the 5 and bear off with the 6, preparing to clear the first point he wants to clear in his board, the 6 point. Kit dances. Petko is going to want to clear. He cannot double 2. He has to play 3 there and bear 1 off. He still has some spares. He still has some spares to play 2s. 2 is going to be his problematic number because he wants to clear a 6 point and he cannot do that with a 2. But he has some spares on his 3 point that he can use, like that. And Kit dances again. 6-2, that leaves a shot. The 6 is forced, and he plays 3-1 with a 2. Now Kit can hit with a 6. No, he rolls a 3-2. Five, 4 leaves another shot. He'll bear off with the 5 and play 6-2. Now Kit needs a 5 to hit, or else it's a likely gammon, and he does get it with the 5-4. Now he's going to have difficulty containing that checker. 5-3. He must come in with a higher number when there's only one number of the 2 he can play. 3-2. So Kit wants to save the gammon. He wants to see if he can block large doubles. Double 4 is already blocked. He can't block double 5s or double 6s. So he just spreads out the checkers, gets some outfield control. It's 4-2. The 4 is forced, and he's going to continue with the 2, try to just bring things home safely. And Kit rolls a 3-1. And he's going to block the 7s and slot his 5 point. 6-2. 6 is forced, and he's going to hit. This is the challenge Kit had. If he wasn't able to contain Petko, he can still get gammon. And look at that. He dances, or as Kit says, flunks. 2-1. He's going to pick and pass, and if he hits on the 5 point, it's going to make it harder for Kit to escape the backgammons. So that gives him more backgammons to get to the Crawford game on a single game. 6-2. You can see they have some spectators in the audience. Double 4. Now Petko rolls a 4-2, bears off 2 checkers. And Petko is going to win a gammon for a 4-0 lead. So that's 3 away, 7 away. This video is from the Ace Point Backgammon YouTube channel. Thank you to Bill Riles, who runs it and allows me to use his videos for commentary. They're playing on a beautiful Backgammon Galaxy Void board. So this is a board with a black frame. I believe it's Beechwood. The manufacturer is FM Gammon. And the inlays, this is the purple Nebula inlay. These are really nice because they have what they call the MagPit technology, where you can change the inner surface. So they have all sorts of different surfaces. The green one is the Earth surface. This one is the Nebula. They have other ones, Moon. They all have galactic names. And you notice you can only fit 5 checkers across from each side. That makes it easier to reach the other side of the board. And now, next game. Kit opens with a 3-1. and Petko 6-1 makes his bar point. Now 4-3, when the opponent opens with a 6-1 with a reply for 4-3, you're supposed to bring 2 up, but here it's a little bit different. Plays 2 down. I think you could have also split 6-2. He hits. 5-1, comes in with a 5, hits with the 1. Petko's rolling to come in from the bar. Comes in with a 2-1, 2, and hits with the 1. You really want to fight for the good points, and it unstacks the 6 point. 6-2, not a good roll. He's forced to come in with the 2. Doesn't have a good 6, might just hit loose for lack of alternatives. Now Petko comes in with the 5-4, must come in with the 4, and probably hit. There's no other really good 5. He'd like to have covered his 5 point, but he cannot. Now Kit Roll comes in with another bad 6. It's a 4 is forced, and the 6, at least he can cover his 2 point. Now Petko rolls a 6-2. He plays 13-5, making his 5 point with a 4 prime. 2-1. He secures the higher anchor, and he can spread his spares with 6-5, or possibly split his back checkers. I think he wants to keep that anchor right now. Now Petko rolls a 5-3. He comes out all the way. Now 4-1 for Kit. He'd like to move his checkers on his midpoint, but they're blocked. So he has to play his 4 on his side. The best place to put it is his ace point. He doesn't want to play 6-2. That would just leave a spare where you don't want it. That creates a dilly builder. So that's the 4. And with the 1, he can either split the back checkers or play 6-5. 2-1 is a shifting option, but it's not a good idea to make the ace point right now. Double 1. He'd like to spread his spares, but then he can't do anything else. He'd leave a blot. So that's the best play for Petko. He's just trying to bring his checkers home. 2-1 for Kit. He's running out of timing. His position is getting overextended with having so many checkers back and 3 checkers on his 2 and 1 points. Petko is looking to possibly double here. He decides against it. He plays a 4-2, 13-7. Now double 3. Doesn't have a lot of good options. Does want to retain his midpoints. He's probably going to go all the way. Makes his ace point. 3-1. He's going to clear his 14 point. Get a spare on his midpoint, leave a 7 shot. 6-3, 4-3 would not have hit. He's going to come up and try to keep some contact there. Kit does have a 4-2 board advantage, but now Petko can hit with 1s and 3s. For money, this would be a strong double, but he's ahead in the score 4-0. He's 3 away. So if he doubles and wins the gammon, he'll get to 8 points. So he'll get 1 point of overage, which he would not have needed. Additionally, if Kit turns the game around after taking a double, he's going to have an easy time redoubling to 4. And Petko is going to have a hard time taking because he won't have any cube leverage. He will not have any value of owning the cube because he's not going to be able to redouble back to 8. The cube is dead. These are the kinds of score-based considerations you have to take into account in a match. Kit's looking to see if he can take. Bill Riles does an outstanding job with these streaming videos. If you ever get a chance, you should watch some of them. He does live videos. They have a chat feature. Sometimes there are commentators. Oftentimes there are multiple streams. He told me he's got a lot set up for his trip to Monte Carlo at the World Championships this year. They're going to have some new features that people are going to enjoy. I'm excited to see that. Should be coming up soon. And Petko does double. Kit is smiling. These two know each other well. Two of the best players in the game, in the United States and in the world. Believe they're both in the West Coast. You know, Kit lives in the San Francisco Bay Area, and I believe Petko is in Washington State, if I'm not mistaken. He's originally from Bulgaria. So after much consideration, Kit takes, and now 4-3. So he's going to hit with the 3 and probably continue and safety the blot. Doesn't really want a 5th checker on the 6 point, but it's better than leaving a 6 shot. So now with the 3-1, he's looking to come in with the 1, and he wants to keep that spare on his midpoint to cause some trouble for Petko to clear his own midpoint. Like now, he cannot clear his midpoint very safely. With the 6-3, he's going to play the 6 in and unstack the 6 point. Now 6-4. Comes in and plays 13-3. 3-1. He's going to cover with the 3 and just play safe. If I'm not mistaken, that is John O'Hagan in the far background, another outstanding player. 3 comes in 7-4, and he covers with 5-3, making a 5-point board. Petko's just looking to come home safely. Double 1 brings 2, and probably bring 2 to the 11, just like that. Now he can clear that point safely with 3s, 4s, 5s, or 6s. So with the 2, Kit plays 6-4, and he's considering either 24-21 to try to pop out a checker to leap the prime so as not to break his board any further. That's what he does. Now Petko rolls a double 2. So that allows him to clear and just clear the 9 point. He's going to want to come in anyway. 3-1. Kit cannot leap the prime. He has to bury a checker. Now 3-1. Going to be 7-3. You like to have spares spread out to diversify and increase your flexibility. Flexibility means to be able to play many numbers in good ways. Double 1. Bad number is forced to break his board further, but he keeps the checker on his 5 point to possibly remake it later. Double 5. Good roll. He's going to point on head and make his 2 point. And now the only good roll for Kit is a 4-3. Doesn't get it. He gets a 5-4. So at least he comes in and comes out. That's good for saving gammons. And Petko rolls a 5-3. He's going to come in with the 5 and probably play off the 5 point. I don't think he wants to volunteer a shot quite yet. 2-1. Just plays to his 13 point. Now, Petko has some bad numbers. 4-1. That's not a good number. I don't think he wants to volunteer the shot right now, so he just clears a 6 point. Now he has 2 gaps. It's going to make it harder to clear his 8 point. Plays 13-9. He doesn't want to give Petko pick and pass numbers. 2-1. Might want to keep that spare on his 5 point. And he does. That'll allow him to play some 4s, which are blocked from the 8 point. 5-1. 21-15. 5-4. So the 5 is forced, and so is the 4. Now Kit can hit with a 4, 3-1, or double 2. Double 1 is blocked. Four, 3. He does hit. However, his 4 was duplicated to hit and cover, so he still has a blot on his 5 point. He's got to find the best 3. He's going to bring one down to bear on his 6 point to give him some numbers to make his 6 point, like 6-3 or double 3. 6-1. Petko comes in and comes out. 5-4. Good roll for Kit. He's able to hit and cover. Now he has a 5 point board. He's going to start thinking about possibly redoubling. He does have a 5 point board. He still has some checkers to bring around, and he does redouble to 4. Petko quickly takes because he might be able to come in easily. And if he comes in, he'll come in with a 6, so he won't be blocked in with a prime. So 2-1. Kit's going to want to make his 6 point. And he's trying to find ways that will allow him to do that and allow him to contain a checker if Petko comes in with a 6-2, 6-3, 6-4, 6-5. And that's the only way he can contain him well with a 6 if he rolls a 6-2. Petko dances with a double 5, and now 4-3. Four. He's considering possibly lifting for containment or bringing it down to try to make his 6 point with a 5-1. Petko dances 2-1, 3-2. Part of the reason Petko took is because he's not going to lose a lot of gammons here with only 1 checker back. And it's going to be hard for Kit to fish for another checker, try to get another checker. Petko rolls a 6-3. So the 6 is forced to come in, and he can either come out into double coverage or play the 3 inside, in which case he'd have to break his 4 point board. He does decide to come out. Now Kit can hit with 5s and 2s. He rolls a 6-2, so he hits with a 2. And he can either continue in safety the blot or bring one down. This is the safe play. 3-2, Petko dances. Now double 3, brings it into the 5 point, and he's going to bear off a checker. Now Kit's in the driver's seat. 3-1, Petko dances. 3-1. He'll probably have to play 2 off his 5 point. He plays 5-2. He doesn't want to be odd. Oh, he moved that back the wrong way. He had played 5-2, not 4-1. So the checker that's on the 4 point should be on the 1 point. And the original position was with that checker on the 1 point, and then the checker that's on the 2 was on the 5. He played a 3 there. So that's not a legal play. He's trying to figure it out. They can't determine it. They're pausing the clock. They're going to look on the video to see. And I'm going to fast forward this part here. They figured it out. 6-3, he comes in. And this is just going to be a simple bear off. And Petko's he's a big favorite to save the gammon. Small winning chances if he rolls lots of doubles. But it looks like it's going to be tied 4-4, which is 3 away, 3 away. 3 away, 3 away is a sensitive score because you have to pass earlier. The take point is higher than money. Because if you take, the cube is not as valuable. And if you pass, you'll be at 3 away, 2 away. It's one of the things you want to think about. Scores towards the end of a match, like 4 away, 3 away, 4 away, 2 away, 3 away, 3 away, 3 away, 2 away. If you want to learn about playing matches, I recommend Adjusting to Match Play by Nick Blazier. He wrote an outstanding book where he talks about all these scores, lots of reference positions, lots of explanations. They're using the Ace Point scoreboard. This is actually my favorite scoreboard. It's the one I use myself on the board. Nice and compact, easy to read, and high quality. Now, 6-4. He's going to run all the way. That's the DMP play. 2-1. Kid's going to hit and split. Now with the 3-2, Petko comes in and anchors, makes the butterfly anchor. That term was coined by Michihito Kageyama, Michi. Now 4-3. Best way to counter an anchor is with an anchor of your own, and that's a perfect roll to make the anchor. Makes the 20 point. Petko makes the 3 point behind him, and now a 5-3 for Kit. Probably play 2 to the 8 point. Doesn't really like those 2 stacks. We call them candlesticks. Stacks of 5 checkers on a 6 and 8 point. It decreases the flexibility. Now another 5-3. He's going to play 5, 13, 8, and safely play the 3, 6-3, creating a dilly builder. 4-1. Not a good roll. He can play safe, 13-8. Alternatively, he can play 6-1 behind. That'll at least unstack the 6 point and not create a bigger stack on the 8 point and strip the other 2 points. Double 4. Petko's going to run all the way. Double 2. Is he ahead in the race? $36. $118. Looks like Petko's up by 18 pips. He can just make his 4 point or do a middling play of making the 18 point and making his 4 point or slotting his 4 point. He's looking, he's counting the race. The Texas Championships is played in San Antonio every year. I've been to San Antonio once. Really nice, lots of shops and restaurants at the Riverwalk. I did go to the Alamo, place of a famous battle. I personally wasn't all that impressed with it. It's rather small, but it's a nice historic site to visit. So he does do that, make his 18-point anchor, unstack his 8-point. Now he's going to clear. He's ahead in the race, and he sees that he can duplicate the 2s to hit an anchor. And Kit does not hit. He rolls a 5-1. So he's going to make his 3-point to at least have a second inner-board point. The other option would have been to play 6-5. Now 6-5. He's going to come down safely with the 5 and play the 6 from 9-3. And now 5-3. He's going to play 13-5. Six, 2. Just like that. And 5-4. 2 off his 8-point. Not a great barren structure, but he's just trying to be safe. 2-1. Kid's going to slot, hit the next point he wants to make, and split from his 8-point. Now, 92. $111. It takes. So doubling against the holding game, an 18-point holding game. Comes in with the 3 to make his 5-point and plays 6-2. Double 6, he plays 2 down, 1 to the ace point, and slots his next point that he wants to make with 8-2. Now Petko rolls a 6-1. He can either clear his midpoint now, but that's going to leave a lot of shots, or just break his 8-point. Even though Kit has 2 blots in his board, he does have a 4-point board, so he wants to be careful. He only leaves 11 numbers to hit, and that does hit and cover. That's a great roll for Kit. Now, Petko dances, because he's looking to see if he has a double, or is it too good? If he redoubles, it's going to be for the match, or is it too good? Can he play on for the gammon? He would need a 3 or a 2-1 or a double 1. That's 14 numbers. He can't cover with any other doubles with the back checker. Might not be enough numbers to be able to play on for the gammon. And how many gammons is he going to win? Because Petko has 1 checker on the bar and only 2 left on the midpoint. So once Kit starts clearing and bearing off, if Petko can come in quickly, he'll be able to likely save some gammons. Doubles, and it's a big pass. Petko doesn't even look at it. Now it's 6-4 Crawford, so it's 1 away, 3 away Crawford. One thing I tell people is if your opponent is considering doubling, while they're thinking, you can also be thinking about whether you're going to take. That way you won't use as much time on your clock. Now Kit is ahead 6-4, 1 away, 3 away. It's the Crawford game, so the doubling cube may not be used for 1 game. So Petko does not need a gammon because that'll get him to 6-6, which is DMP, and just winning a single game would get him to 5 6, and he'll double on his first opportunity next. You don't gain much from a gammon, but you do gain from backgammon. It's technically what we call backgammon go. So backgammon would win Petko the match perfectly. So now he comes in with the first one, makes his 5 point, and he's considering either splitting or slotting his bar point. Yeah, I think slotting the bar point may be a little unnecessary. I see it does allow him to possibly make the prime. But splitting the back checkers is very strong against the slotted 5 point. 6-4. This is a tough one. He can run all the way, but that'll leave Kit with 2s to hit there and 4s and 3s on the other side. He could point on head, or he can come out and play 5-1, or play 13-7 and 5-1. He's looking at pointing on head, making the 2 point. That's what he does. So now Kit can hit with 5s. He does not. He rolls a double 6. He only had 4 rolls that dance. 6-2 covers 13-5, or at least 7-5. And he's looking, is he going to hit? Is he going to come out? Just safety, keep that 4 prime there. Another double 6. I was doing a commentary with Kit one time, and when you dance, he calls it flunking. So he flunked. Petko made his 4 points, splits his back checkers. Now 6-1. The 1 is forced, and he can either play 13-7, which works better if he's missed. The other option would have been 8-2. 4-3. So Petko is able to hit, and he can continue and duplicate the entering and hitting 3s, which he does. 6-5 dances again. 5-2. He's going to bring that down, and he's going to look at making his 8 point, or possibly advancing his back checker from 24 to 22. Doesn't seem that urgent, and the 5 prime is very nice. This way he can cover with 5s and 2s and escape with 4s and 6s. 2-1. So he comes in with the 1, and for lack of a better option, he just advances. 6-3. Six, and he's looking to possibly safety that 3. Okay, now Petko can Kit can hit with 4s. Doesn't. He rolls a double 6. These types of doubles are very tough to play. He's going to come out with 1 and come down and make his 2 point. That will leave 1s and 4s to hit, as well as 7s, like a 5-2. Double 5 does not hit. So he can make his 8 point for a solid 5 prime, but he'll have to leave a blot. He's going to have to leave a blot somewhere. He can also make his 3 point for the full prime, but then he would be leaving 2 blots. He's looking at that. And he lifts them a little bit higher than the base of the point to indicate that he's just looking at that option. So now he's looking at this third 5 and the fourth one come in. It does leave the gap on his 3-point, but only leaves a single shot. And that's what he chooses. Now Kit rolls a 6-5. 5. He's going to slot the next point he wants to make. And come down. Leave that checker there. Call it a troublemaker. It's going to give Petko trouble coming in. So he can hit and continue, or he can just clear without hitting. He does hit. He advances with a 4-2. Now Petko wants to make his 3-point. He cannot. The 6 is forced. And he'll clear the 8-point with the 3. 4-2, he dances. Petko has some bad rolls like a 5-4, 6-5. He does roll the 5-4. The 5 is forced. And the 4, he plays 6-2, so he doesn't leave a blot. Now he has 6 numbers to hit. He does not hit. Could have hit with 4-3, 6-1, or 3-6. 6-4, bad roll. He's forced to come in with the 4 and bear off a checker. Now Kit can hit with 3s or 2-1. He does not, but he comes in with the 4-1, comes in with the 1 and covers with the 4. Now Petko rolls a 5-1. The 5 is forced and he'll have to lift. Does leave an awkward distribution of spares. Kit rolls a 5-1, making his full prime on the other side. 4-1. He can clear his 6-point, or he can bear off a checker off his 5-point. If he clears a 6-point, he'll have 1 fewer point to worry about clearing, but does have some bad rolls coming up. 5-2. So there you go. If he rolls like a 6-4 or 5-4, he'll leave a double shot. 6-5 is safe. 4-2, he can still play on his side, play 7-1. Now 6-4, 5-4 would leave a double blot. The 4 is forced, and the 2 he safeties. Kit rolls a 4-2 of his own. So it's a matter of which checker he's going to want to escape. He'll likely play 22-18, and he'll have to decide whether he wants to split. So basically, is he going to leave with the checker from the 24 or the 22? If he leaves from the 24, he will get double coverage if Petko rolls like a 6-1 or 5-1. Kit is looking at all the numbers, all the possibilities to see where he gets the maximum shots. That looks like Dana Nazarian yawning in the background. You may notice the void board in my background with a nebulous surface. Those can be designed by Orel online, and also Rain makes those. You can customize your XG board and make it look like whatever board you like. He does decide to go 24-18. Now Petko's on roll, 5-2. So the 5 is forced. And he's going to hit with the 2. Kit misses with a 6-5. He's going to come in with the 5 and make an efficient crossover. Nope, that's not where it was. That's what it was. Or he can play that one. 5-2, good roll for Petko. Bears off 2 checkers. Kit doesn't care if he gets gammoned here. But of course he doesn't want to be backgammoned. 3-1. Leaves a shot. If you want to learn about these positions, I recommend the book In the Game Until the End by Bob Wachtel. 5-2. Also Endgame Technique by Michihito Kageyama. That's a fantastic book in his Backgammon Odyssey series. So now Petko's going to try to win a gammon. Doesn't gain much in terms of match winning chances, maybe a percent or two with the gammon. 3-2 bears off 2 checkers. He's going to need a crossover, so 3-2. Now double 5s will save it if Petko rolls an ace that's not double 1. He does, so only double 5s or double 6s will save the gammon. Does roll double 5. Oh, he's surprised. He's happy about that. So now it goes to 6-5, 1 away, 2 away. So now it's post Crawford, which means the doubling cube is back in play. So Petko is going to double at his first opportunity. And unless it's bad for Kit, he's going to take. He does have a free pass. Nick Blazer talks about the free pass in his book. Definitely recommend that. Six, 4. So he's going to run, and Petko's going to double, and it's a take. And he does take. For DMP, the best play with an opening 6-4 is to run. Unfortunately, he got hit, so Petko hit and split his back checkers. So now it's DMP. The doubling cube is out of play. Gammons and backgammons do not count. So you'll see some interesting different plays than at typical scores or for money games. Petko comes in with a 6-5, hits back, and now Kit rolls a 6-5. He's going to come in and hit back. Oftentimes early in the game, you see these hitting exchanges or what we call blot hitting contests. Now he's forced to come in with the 4, and he has no 6s, no good 6. So he plays 20-14. 3-1. Kit can hit twice with 14-11, 8-7. There you go. It's always nice to spread the checkers on the bar. That way the viewing audience can see how many there are on the bar instead of stacking them up. So Petko comes in with 1, 6-2, and now Kit makes the 4-point on head, puts 2 checkers back on the bar with 2-point board, and Petko rolls a 4-1, comes in with the 1. Now Kit's trying to attack 5-1. Can't do it, but he can make his 8-point and just advance one of his back checkers. Okay, 5-1. Comes in with the 1, and he can come out to his 18-point. For 2. Gonna hit and bring another builder down for the attack. 4-1. The 1 is forced. Doesn't have a lot of good plays, so I don't know that he wants to split. he just hits. These are the kinds of plays you see at DMP, double match point. 6-1. He would have been pointed on the other way. So now Kit is forced to come in with the 1. It makes his bar point with the 6. And now 3-1. So he has some options. He can hit. He can make his 5 point. He can make his 3 point. He can make his 4 point. Does make his 5 point. Double 3. Wow. Good roll. So he's going to make his 5 point. And he can unstack the 6 point, but I think hitting is better. At DMP, the race is more important than at other scores. Okay, he makes the solid 5 prime. 5-4. The best way to counter a prime is with a counter prime. So Petko has a 3 prime with containing 2 back checkers. However, Kit splits with one of them, with the 1, and plays the 4 down. That's going to make it much easier for Kit to extricate his back checkers. Now 4-3. Likely have to hit with the 4. And with the 3, he can either play 8-5 or he can come in 13-10, giving himself another builder to possibly make his bar point. That's what he's looking at. That's what he does. Kit comes in with the 5-1. He's forced to come in with the 1. Brings a spare to his 4 point. Now Petko's trying to prime. 4-1. He's going to cover his 2 point, probably split the back checkers, or looking to possibly slot his bar point in case it gets missed. He'll have chances to make it and try to possibly contain those 2 back checkers, but he does not. He splits. 5-2, great roll for Kit. Instantly does that. He could have pointed on head, but this is much better. 6-4, Petko dances. Now Kit is in the driver's seat. 2-1. He's going to hit off that point. You don't want him to make the second anchor. Having 2 anchors makes the Baron much more difficult. Now 2-1. He advances the back checker and he hits one just so he doesn't give him double 1s. 3 checkers on the bar. Petko's looking for a 2. He gets a 2. A 5-2. That does have the advantage of setting a checker back. Sending a checker back, but Kit comes in right away with a 2-1. Petko dances with a 5-3. And now 6-3. He can hit, or he can get one of his back checkers moving. He likes the 11-8. That'll give him 6s to hit on the 2 point. He's taking a second look. Goes all the way. Now Petko, if he rolls double 1s or double 2s, he can hit. No, he rolls a double 3. 6-2. There he goes. That blocks the double 1, but does give him double 2. He does get a double 1. He's forced to come in with 2 and he's going to advance. So now Petko has a 1-2 back game. The 1-2 back game is very difficult because you need a lot of timing, and he doesn't have enough of it right now, unless he's able to leap the prime with a 6 very quickly. Brings 2 checkers down. Having a back game is not so bad at DMP. Back games are not good to play because you lose a lot of gammons or backgammons. However, at DMP, gammons and backgammons do not count. So it's an okay game plan. Kid's going to try to make his 8-point, double 5, bad roll. That's an anti-joker, a root number. It forces him to crack his board. Now, he's not going to want to slot his 8-point yet. Maybe he is. One strategy is to slot that while you have the 5-point intact, the 5 prime intact. So if you get hit, you keep your prime while the opponent cracks his board. So Petko did not roll a 6. He rolls a 4-3. He's forced to play it all on his side. 3-1. There, he can cover the 3, make a full prime, so Petko cannot escape with a 6. That would give him more timing, or in form of mobility. And he rolls a 5-3. He's forced to play it on his side. 4-2. So he's killing his 6s. So now if he rolls a 6, he cannot play it. 6-3. That just slows him down, and he's trying to get Petko to crash his board. Problem is when you start rolling 5s. So the 5 is forced, and the 3, I don't think he's going to want to leave a blot on his 8-point yet. But you don't want to bury those checkers deep when you're bearing in against an anchor or 2 anchors in particular. 6-4. Petko cannot move. And now 5-3, the 5 is forced, and the 3, he'll play 8-5. Now Petko, if he rolls a 6, he can leap the prime, have some mobility. He does with a 6-1. That's the best roll because it gives him the most timing while still leaping the prime. 6-4, that's forced. So now Petko has a double shot, 6 and 5s, but he has a 3-point board. He misses. Plays 16-8. 6-4, again, it's forced. Bears off a checker, but leaves a blot. So now Petko has 5s and 4s. 5s are duplicated to cover, but he rolls a 5-4. He's able to cover and hit at the same time. This is what you can do with the back game, but his board is broken, so he cannot contain. Kit comes in with a 6-5, and now with a 6-4, Petko is mulling his options over. Mulling over his options, I guess. He wants to maintain some contact. That's the best way to maintain maximum contact. He's hoping Kip doesn't roll a 9 or better, which he does not. The 4 is forced. He comes down, and with the 1, he just spreads a spare that improves his flexibility. 6-4, he misses again. Comes out with a 6 from 23 to 17, and the 4, he slots his 5-point. 3-2. He can make his 2-point, or he can just clear, or he can pick and pass. When Kip first started playing, likely in the 70s or so, that's when people played a lot of back games. So he knows a lot about back games. He's written articles about back games. There's one he wrote in particular called Lifeline of a Back Game about keeping the midpoint. He enters without hitting. 2-1. Petko just advances. He doesn't want to split yet. That would be the amoeba split. Double 3. Is he going to clear everything, or is he going to bear off 2 checkers? He's looking. Petko doesn't have a good board, and he doesn't like that stack of checkers, and that allows him to unstack those checkers. And he has that spare on his 4 point to play bad 4, 3, and 4. The most problematic number you have is the equivalent between the distance of the highest point to clear and the anchor, or the phantom anchor here. So he's trying to clear the 5 point, the anchor was on the 1 point, so 4s are bad, but he had a 4 to play with his spare. Does have some bad rolls, but 5-1 is good. Spares one off and plays 3-2. Now double 1. He's looking to possibly save a 5, and he does that. Now he has a bad 6-3, 5-3, 4-3, 3-1. Not bad. He can play it safe, but it leaves him even odd, even on the highest point, odd on the second highest point, which means rolls like 6-3, 5-3, 4-3, double 3, double 4, double 5, and double 6 leave a shot. 3-1 also leaves a shot. Petko is going to stay to maintain the contact. That's the only hope he has. 5-3 leaves a shot. Petko is looking to hit with a 3. He does not, but he can bear it off. Now it's a race. Petko is going to need a lot of help. 5-4. Kit rolls a 4-2, and that's Jin. Petko concedes. Congratulations to Kit. Now we'll look at some positions. I like to look at some of the interesting positions after the match. Here's the first one. This was the first game of the match. Petko's on top. Kit Woolsey is on the bottom. And this is when Petko was looking to double. Turned out to be a no double. Can't remember if he doubled. I believe he did double here, but it's actually a blunder to double. He just has too much to do. He has this stack on his midpoint. He is up 32 pips in the race, and white has no development. He is shooting at a blot that can be hit with a 6 to unstack his heavy midpoint, but he does have a blot back here himself. If he hits and does not cover, white may have the option of coming in with a 2 and having a double anchor, a 2-4 back game. So it turns out to be no double. This is the next position. So this was at 4-0. Petko was leading 3 away, 7 away. He has a nice lead in the match, and he's ahead 27 pips in the race. So he was looking to double. I believe he didn't double on this one. It turns out to be a small no double. He waited till here to double. And here, Kit was trying to create some conflict here, which he did. Petko had 1s and 3s to hit. He did double here. This was the same game, so the score was 3 away, 7 away. And it turns out to be a small pass. Part of the issue is that Kit has his ace point and 2 point, which makes containment bad. Looked at some variants here. So in the first variant, I moved these checkers from the 2 point to the 3 point. Now it becomes a take, but it's still a very strong double. But it becomes a take. Now, if you move these checkers back from the ace point to the 2 point, now it's no longer a double. It's a small no double. So having checkers buried, they're not technically buried, but deep on the ace point and 2 point, like here, you lack containment value. So if white is able to hit back, he cannot contain black, because if black comes in, he'll be ahead of those points. However, in this situation, if black enters with a 1, white has some priming and containment value. All right. Next position. This is where Kit was looking to redouble. So he owned the cube at 7 away, 4 away. He did redouble, but black was up by 21 pips in the race. Makes it a comfortable take, but it is a strong double, strong redouble based on the score. Now, this is what it would be in a money game. So this is an unlimited game. Here it's a huge no redouble, but because of the score here, it becomes a redouble. So it's a 115 error to not redouble here. However, for money, it's a 168 error to double. That's how much score can affect the strategy of the game, in particular, doubling decisions. Once he redoubles to 4, the cube is dead. Petko has no value of owning the cube. He's not able to redouble back to 8. He just has to play on. So that's part of the reason why it's a strong redouble here. Now, this was the 6-3. Couple rolls later, Petko entered with the 6, and he had the option to come out, try to hopefully escape, or stay here, give a single shot, and play inside. It turns out it was right to play inside because the race was close. If he were ahead more, maybe that would have been the right play. But here, it was a little better just to give him a single shot. Next one, this was at 3 away after Petko had doubled. This was a big redouble and a very big pass. Petko instantly passed. Kit was thinking whether or not it was too good to redouble. It turns out it was not too good to redouble. Doesn't win all that many gammons here, although his winning chances are very high. So it was a redouble and pass, and it got him to 1 away, 3 away Crawford. Now this was the 6-4. This was a tough one. Petko ended up making the 2-point on head, which is a very small error. Turned out to be best to split and hit. At this score, you're not worried about gammons. You want a tempo play, and both of them are really tempo plays, but I don't know exactly why this one's a little bit better. I guess he does, he is able to mobilize the back checker a little bit. And if white enters and hits on the 1 point, he's stuck back here. However, if black makes the 2-point on the head and white enters with hitting, he's all the way at the edge of the prime and can escape. And black's 2 back checkers are stuck back here. So not a huge error, but that's why 28, 18, 5-1 is better. Now the double 5. This was also an interesting play. Petko was looking to make his full prime that would have left 1s to hit here and 4s. Turns out it was best. It does win more games, and it does win more gammons. It does lose a little bit more gammons, but that's irrelevant at this score. So here it was best to just play 13-3 twice. And that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope to do more. Please like and subscribe and follow us so you can see all our videos. Please suggest other topics for videos. I do try to do a lot of commentaries, but also other videos on a variety of other things like strategy reviews on books. I'll be starting to do some interviews. Thank you again. Thank you to Point Backgammon for allowing us to use the video, and I'll see you in the next video.